Welcome back, y'all. This is the Bluechip Breakdown, and I'm your host, Bull. Tonight, I want to recap Tennessee's loss to Kentucky at home. That was a must-win game, kind of a must-win for both teams, but I think it was more of a must-win for Tennessee because it is at home. We're trying to get a high tournament seed, and it's not looking good. It really isn't. I'll be completely honest with y'all. I was very optimistic. Maybe the last time that we spoke, going up against Auburn, I thought that we played well, but there are some problems with our offense. We all know that Coach Barnes is he likes to coach defense. You know what I'm saying? Like his defenses are always good, but everyone's defense looks good against our offense. And it's not because there's some great team on defense. It's just because we're not a very good offense. And that's got to get fixed. There's a few things that maybe we could do. I'll throw out some of my thoughts and y'all throw out some of yours, but please do make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Let me go ahead and get to this first one right here from my dog Boosted931 saying that Chaz just isn't who we thought he was. I have a feeling that this team is a first-round exit team. Had so much hope because all the offseason talk of high percent shooters, they aren't now. Yeah, so, I don't want to be too hard on Chaz, but, yeah, we could definitely talk about Chaz because he's not I had talked about him being similar to like a DK. At first, it looked like he might be just as good as DK, but he's not that. He hasn't been consistent. He hasn't really shown up for the past few weeks in these bigger games and versus SEC competition. He's not showing up, but it's not just about Chaz. I mean, I think that it has a lot to do with the way that we're running our offense. It's the same, it's the same like offensive set most of the time where, we're just kind of swinging the ball. We're having like off ball screens and picks and stuff. And that's not really working. You know what I'm saying? Like that just looks stale. It's to me, it's putting our shooters in the spots, putting all of our players in the spot where you have to be able to shoot. Like you got to be able to get open and you've got to be able to shoot. We're not giving them enough of a chance to get to the basket. That's the biggest problem. They talked about ZZ being the only player that's getting to the basket for Tennessee, or the only one that's capable of doing it. Now, I don't know. I don't think that that's true. At least I hope that that's not true. If that is true, then, I mean, yeah, we might be a team that loses in that first round. But I think we have other players that can do it. They just maybe need to find some more confidence doing it, or we need to set up some more plays for them to do it. But let me go ahead and pull up these stats for y'all real quick. Let's take a look at this. So, number one, the Wildcats, man, Kentucky. Dang, look, I mean, their whole team shot in the double digits. That is ridiculous. So, I don't think that we did the best job of closing out on shooters all the time. Now, they were hot. I mean, you got to give them credit. They were hot shooting. I mean, look at this. The first player, 15, he had 12 points. Williams, he had 10. Who else we got right here? 00, man, he looks really good. He had 14. Robinson, he looked really good. He had 17. He was the second highest leading scorer. And then Brea, he had 18. They were without two of their best players tonight. You know what I'm saying? So I think that this maybe was a case where the defense wasn't great, but it was really more of a case where the defense wasn't horrible. They were just hitting some shots. A lot of the shots that they hit were tough shots. And, we had to be able to score with teams like this. You know what I'm saying? Like if we want to make it to, even like the Sweet 16, I would say we're going to have to, we're going to have to win some games where we're able to just outscore folks. You know what I'm saying? But that just was not the case tonight. They actually shot 50% from the field, 50% from three, which is just gross, and about 67% from the free throw line. You come down and look at Tennessee. Igor, I think that he shot well. He shot a lot. He had 19 points. ZZ did some nice things. He had 13. I think that ZZ, I like the fact that we've got people that are shooting more now, right? Because we talked about, hey, we can't be shying away from the shots. Now they're taking the shots. They're not hitting them. So now I think what we need to do is try to get our shot. We're shooting too many threes, and we're shooting them in situations where we don't necessarily need it. It would kind of felt like, they would shoot a three, they'd hit it, and then we'd come down and we try to match it. We don't really need to do that. Like, let's get to the basket. Like I said, let's take the easier shots. And if that's a three, then that's fine. You got to be able to hit it. But we just did not do that at all tonight. And then also Chaz, he had 15 points. So he came through with a couple of nice threes. But, like I said, he's a little bit too inconsistent. Now, I'm not going to say that he played a horrible game because he didn't. But I think that in games like this, We need more consistency from him. But even if he only drops 15 tonight, that really should be enough for us to still be in this game. Who else is going to step up for us? Meshack, he's doing good. He's getting 6 points. I've said, hey, if he could give us 5, I said this a couple of weeks ago. Hey, Shaq, give us 5 points and we should be able to take care of the rest. That's not quite the case. If you come back up to the top and if you look at Felix, only 4 points tonight, y'all. Listen, we got to try to get him the ball more. Like, he actually looks pretty good scoring down there. I've seen him do some nice things over the course of this year. Why aren't we trying to get the ball to him more whenever we need to get a shot? Like, post him up, throw the ball down there. Let's get some easy looks, maybe get some fouls. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the defense to kind of close down some, so then we have some easier opportunities for three. But there's other players. So I think that Cade Phillips, he always plays hard. He always does some really nice things. He dropped 3 points tonight. I don't know what his average is. It's probably close to that. So, I think that he did a nice job. Boswell, he took, I know he took 1 3. Yeah, so he took 1 3. I like the fact that he's willing to shoot. And obviously, he got more minutes today. So he got 4 minutes is what they're saying here. He got more minutes because ZZ went down in the first half. We're all very scared because he had the knee injury a couple of seasons ago. So we're hoping and praying that that's not the case. Very happy to see him come back in the second half. You could tell he was a little bit timid coming back, but I'm always happy to see players that aren't going to shy away from these moments to take those shots. Like I said, I just want for us to find better shots. Like, know what our shot is, know where you want to be on the floor, find ways to get to that spot, and then take the shot. You know what I mean? I just think that would make a little bit more sense. Who else do we have right here? Gainey, man. Gainey really struggled. I mean, just careless with the daggone basketball. Just way too careless in some critical moments. They pretty much tried to help us win now. Kind of I want to say maybe 2 minutes left in the game. Might have been less than that. But, they said that the ball went out on number 0. To me, it looked like it was out on D-Stone. Either way, they gave us that basketball back, and we get the opportunity. I think that it was in the same sequence. And Gainey gets the ball, and he just fumbles it out of bounds. Like, I don't know how that happens in critical moments. Maybe he's still dealing with the flu. Have no idea. But also some of the threes that he took. I mean, one of the things, y'all, that I can't really understand is being so. I know the basketball is streaky, but my goodness, dude, like, you would think that it felt like the basketball was too big for the rim whenever Tennessee was shooting. But, we had to find a way to score just in a much more frequent way, in a much more consistent way. So we were about 35% from the field, 24% from three. I mean, none of those numbers look good at all. Free throw was almost at 71%. So that's what we're talking about tonight, just from just from the stat perspectives. I'm very, very frustrated with it. But I'm going to get to some more of these chats here. Let's see what John Turner is saying, that they shoot terrible, which is obvious. Okay. Gainey can be good, but turns the ball over more than he should. And we need to give Akpara more touches in the paint. Hey, man, that's all the same. We're saying all the same stuff right here. And he's also saying that Chaz, definitely not DK. Best win tonight is ZZ seems okay. Yeah, okay. So we're on the same page with all those thoughts from Big Papa. Someone please coach up our offense. Yeah, we need somebody to come in. And, I think I talked about this after the Auburn game. Let's run some more ISOs. You know what I'm saying? Just anything. Do something. Do something to get people to focus on driving to the basket. We have to be able to do some of that. It can't just be ZZ. It feels like it's ZZ. It's like Igor, and nobody else really goes all the way to the basket unless it's on a fast break. It's like they'll go in and then they'll try to hit a jump shot. Buddy, get to the doggone rim. Like, we've got to add a whole lot more of that to our game. I think that just little things like that would make this team a lot better, because the defense is going to be fun. We do have players that can shoot, that can get hot. Sometimes you just need to be able to stick in games and, see the ball going into the hoop consistently. Sometimes that just means get into the basket, get closer to it, and get some daggum layups. You know what I'm saying? If ZZ can do it, there's no reason that everyone else, we've got, I would say, at least 5 other players on this team that can do the exact same thing. So also from John Turner saying that Akpara should have been fed more instead of shooting 45 threes. We should have won the last 2 games. Just shooting an offense is really inconsistent for sure. 100%. That's, and I don't think that it's just about Felix either. I think that, obviously Felix, he does need to get way more touches. I think that he's a guy that could, average 8, maybe 10 points for you. You know what I'm saying? I really do. He's got some nice moves down there. And he's got a whole lot of length. And I think that we're only going to get better if we let him kind of build on what he already has, have some more consistent confidence down there. But to me, he's been very consistent as a scorer. But it's not just about him. I think that, man, listen, feed Phillips some more down there too. Phillips looks good down there. Phillips, Igor, all of our bigs, feed them down in the paint. And maybe every now and then get guys like D-Stone down there. I think that's a good spot for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that really fits his skill set well, because he's a, bigger, broader, stronger guy. He can bang down there some. Let him get some more confidence too. Because his 3-point shooting, yeah, I think he made one tonight. Actually, let me pull this back up. I think he might have made one tonight, but I mean, his stroke, like the way that the ball, it doesn't look good to me. So I like him better closer to the basket. So Dubar, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that he shot 7. Yeah, dude, he shouldn't be shooting 7 threes. That's way too many. Way too many. So let me get to some more of these right here. From nobody saying March Pope. I don't know. I look, we'll see how they look in March. I think that's a good basketball team, obviously, but we gotta, this is about Tennessee, right? So like let's focus on Tennessee stuff. From Stephen Lawless is saying that this team just doesn't have any shooters. This team is pathetic. I don't know about that. That's funny though. He said, and I wouldn't have 2 Chaz Laniers for 1 Dalton Connect. I concur with that. This team will finish in the bottom half of the league. I mean, I think that's, I don't know how true all that is. Now, I think that the team definitely can be better, but I would not say that it's pathetic. That's taking it to a whole new level. Now, let me get to this one right here from Unsung, saying, love how the refs let them beat the crap out of each other in the first half. Then when Tennessee has to play tough D in the second half, they call touch fouls. Yeah, so some of the fouls were most definitely ticky-tack, but I actually thought that the refs were, giving us more calls. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially in some of the more critical situations, like just as far as where the ball's going and things like, I think that they helped us out some. I think that they tried to help Tennessee. Oh, well, I don't know if they tried to help, but it just kind of felt like they were doing enough to keep Tennessee in the game because it was a must win and we just could not close. So this is not a game that I'm looking at the refs and saying that, they really have any reason or fault for Tennessee not playing the way that we should have by any means. But there are some things that, I think that we could most definitely clean up. One of the things too that was pretty interesting for me was seeing that once ZZ went out, it felt like guys like Shaq, he turned his game up a lot, didn't he? He just looked like he was attacking the basket more, like he was trying to do more. It's like he was trying to score more. He's trying to help the team out more. And I understand everyone has their roles and things like that, but man, dog, like if we could get that type of offensive effort from Shaq whenever ZZ's out there, that takes things to a whole nother level. But I am proud of what Shaq did. I'm not picking on him by any means. I think that he played great on defense. He did enough for us with what he was doing on offense, I think, just given his role on this team to help us win. But we need other people to help him out for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't shoot just terrible numbers from the floor and think that we're going to win some of these ball games. So, man, excuse me, I think that we have Florida coming up next on Saturday. Dude, like that is we cannot lose that game at all. So whatever Coach Barnes needs to do, excuse me, just as far as figuring out what the heck we're going to do on offense, what can we do differently? What can we add? There was a couple of wrinkles that I did see that I most definitely liked, but we just need to run more of that type of stuff, I think, on a more frequent basis. But we got to figure it out quick because if we lose that game, yeah, we're in a really bad spot. I mean, we should still make it to the tournament just because in this league, the SEC it's tough. So a lot of the teams will end up losing more games, but we got to go on a nice win streak. And I think that we need to win all of our home games. If we could win all the rest of our home games, still a few on the road, and look good doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like get the offense going while we're doing it. Then I think that Tennessee could, we could end up where we want to be at. It's still, I've been saying that this is a long season. We're past the halfway point, but basketball things can change really, really quickly. All we need is some type of consistent offense. Find things that work. Figure out what all these players like. It can't just be about Chaz. It's got to be about how do we get everybody like we could have a few set plays where Chaz is the guy here, but get the other people in their spots, right? So that whenever they're keying on Chaz, we got other people that can hit their spots too. You know what I'm saying? They can hit the shots from their spots, and I don't see that. I don't see any of that, and it's crazy on this level of college basketball that we're not seeing that. So that's where I'm at with it. We'll see how does Coach Barnes change some things moving forward. Whatever it is, it's got to get changed very, very quickly. And we gotta, I don't like being in love with that 3-pointer. We got to find ways to score to get to the basket. And I think that is more so probably on the players. They got to find ways to dribble the ball, put it on the floor, get to the daggone basket, draw some fouls. And whenever you get those open looks, continue to shoot them. But we got to get more consistent just with hitting them. But that's pretty much it, y'all. I just wanted to get y'all's thoughts. I wanted to give y'all mine. The season's not over. I don't think that this is a terrible team. Just a few things that we need to get cleaned up. And hopefully we get that done very, very quickly. If we do, then I do still believe that this team can make that push. But I am starting to lose a little bit more confidence. We need to see some type of scoring prowess come out here very, very quickly. But that's it for me. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Please do make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share with your friends, family, and other volunteer fans. And we'll see y'all on the next one. Thanks. Peace.